Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome to the final episode of Warhammer 40k Space Marine, where we have defeated the war boss of the orcs.
Farewell, Captain.
All that is left for us is to kill Chaos and its leader, Lord Nemerith, who have retreated to the Spire, which is their warp gate. Space Marine 3 is going to be taking care of the body of Space Marine 2, because he died valiantly in battle after immediately taking the power source from you. It's like, once the power source left your person, the person it was transferred to immediately was killed. Who would have expected that in plot terms? Except everybody. Everybody would have expected that. And then there's, of course, Lieutenant Mira, who is just a badass. But that is our goal. Probably not that location specifically. Maybe, like, there. Though I suppose, after fighting our way alongside our allies for this long, we might as well tackle the final fight on our own.
Stench of aliens permeates this facility, but it is tolerable because it represents progress. I acquired specimens for experimentation. Orc, Tau, Eldar, even a Tyranid Lictor, which nearly caused a revolt among my tech priest allies. I designed the weapon to use the warp energies to target the weak points in the Xenos brain and rupture them. That is the tidy theory. When I put it into practice, however, the specimen's head explodes. Distasteful, but effective. The weapon works.
So at what point did Inquisitor Drogon become replaced by the zombie Inquisitor Drogon that was working for Chaos? Because in theory, he was making something that functioned and did what it was supposed to do. And then at some point, it became twisted into something it wasn't supposed to do. Like, towards the end there, did he just get too close to the warp energies? Too close to Chaos? That they were just able to usurp his research and make something else? All it takes is one moment, one wrong move, and all of the work that he was building up for is for naught. But I suppose that's the thing, like, already he was taking a risk with his research, considering the fact that the power source was strong enough to rip the planet in half. Oh, alright. That's new. What other weapon? Okay, so I've got the Storm Bolter. Alright. I suppose that's a new little variant. Do we have a sorcerer fellow here? I think we do. Yes. There we go. Feel like I'm having a little bit of a slow going, but at the same time, I do want to play it safe. Who is shooting at me from where? I should probably deal with this big fellow. I think that dealt with the big fellow. Alright, let us... Oh, nope. Other big fellows over there. Let's recharge our shield. Actually recharge our shield this time. Shall we get rid of you? Or try to? Yeah, that will help. That was unnecessary. But it got the job done. Oh, you are so rude. Alright, let's see if we can get some healing from this guy. There we go. Alright.
Captain Titus, the Liberation Fleet is in orbit. Fresh troops are landing, preparing to assault the orbital spire.
It may be severed, but it's still the enemy's strong point.
The fleet is preparing an all-out assault.
Their attack will not be enough to stop the forces of chaos.
I know. Good luck, Titus.
Thank you. I will try my best. In the meantime, how do I get... Okay, it's just down this ramp. And, yeah, I guess I'm back to where I was before. Excellent. I was gonna say, this open platform looks like... And then let's deal with you with just some hacking, some slashing. Now, that open platform being empty and not having any bad guys, although I suppose the forces of chaos have a benefit over the forces of the orcs in that they can just teleport in from anywhere. Orcs just have to, they have to show up. I mean, they swarm in from everywhere, but they still have to be there and climb things, require openings. Should I replace the Storm Bolter? No. Oh, hello. Very, very rude of you. Oh. Alright, so now those two fellows are gone. Was it just those two fellows defending this patch of land? No. There's a lot of things in the way. Excuse me. Ah.
Destroy the wicked.
You take a lot of hits, sir. Ah. I was hoping that I could get some health from him. But he went from stunned to dead real quick like. Alright, let's reload our guns. Vengeance launcher is almost out, that's fine. We will be fine with that. Everything's okay. Hello. Your sandbags will not slow me down. Though I suppose if they, like, lined the entire hallway with sandbags, I do not have the ability to jump. Oh, Vengeance Launcher is back. Do I want to replace anything? No. This is fine. Do we have any special flying enemies? Nope, just chaos. Ah. There we go. Nope. Here we go. Like, I don't need to do the melee finisher, but it is generally safer. Oh. Who is shooting at me from down there? It is you. Yeah, thank you for moving slightly over so that I could actually kill you. I gotta say, the bad guys in this game are actually very accurate with their throwing. almost sniper-like with their throwing of grenades. I appreciate you doing absolutely nothing. Like, at the same time, this also kind of feels like a waste of ammo. Like, the Stalker Bolter... I guess at long range, yeah. The Stalker Bolter would be more effective at said range. But at the same time, part of me wonders, like, whether more effective, overwhelming force is considered more important than efficient force. Like, for the Imperium. Like, there is the idea that they only use the Ultramarines when absolutely necessary. When everything is absolutely falling apart, and the... Who's shooting at me and from where? And also... Yeah, I probably have to go down this ramp. Like, they don't want to use the Ultramarines until, like, the planet really necessitates it. They don't want to use the Titan until the danger necessitates it. But at the same time, like, I used my jetpack in various situations. Because I could. The defeating of the enemy was more important than necessarily being more efficient with my bullets. Ah. Alright, let's at least defeat a couple of these guys. We don't need to... to get health from all three of them. Still good. But at the same time, it's like the use of these special forces, like, did they wait a little bit too long? Or is the ongoing intergalactic war just such a wide field of battle that everybody's forces are stretched so thin that nobody actually has the resources to defend everything?
The warp device. Where is it?
Safe from you, demon.
You will tell me after you're dead.
Oh, alright. So, yes. The focus isn't necessarily on the Psychic Scourge, the focus is on the power source. They discovered the power source made from warp energy. Alright, got rid of you. And with bullets to spare. Got rid of all of you with bullets to spare. Fantastic. Oh. He was late to the party. Anybody in this room want some? Or is this... Oh, yeah, there's an elevator for me. Fantastic.
Ultramarines, this is Captain Titus.
Captain Titus. Thunderhawk
Lance of Love?
Captain.
Oh no, Lance of
I must
Joe.
reach the orbital
Wow.
spire. Tell your pilot to make his approach.
Yes, sir.
Is that the Valkyrie pilot that's going to help me get over to the spire? The Spire of Madness. Ooh, are we back with allies again?
Bloodraven Squad Corvus reporting in, Captain Titus. We joined the Liberation Fleet at Bakar, along with a squad of Black Templars.
Excellent.
Unleash the fury you showed in the Aurelian Crusade. And we will be glad to have even a few Blood Ravens with us.
You may rely on that, Captain.
Okay, I don't know enough of the backstory to know what the Aurelian Crusade is,
Trying to follow me up the orbital spire.
but I'm sure there was quite a
Honor
fury.
and glory, Bloodraven.
For honor, for glory. Is everybody who is technically a non-believer a heretic? Like, is that the only prerequisite? Get rid of you. Ah. This pile of boxes is not enough to protect me.
Attack.
Says man hiding behind pile of boxes. Alright, let's grab you for health purposes.
Space Marine.
Alas, you will not be killing these space marines.
Forward!
Ah, hello. Excellent work, everyone. Listen to my one-word pronouncements of battle. Attack. Forward. Never give up. Never surrender. Bonus points if you get that reference. Alright, so you are taken care of, and then we have... floaty guy.
Remain alert.
Drive them back!
Drive them back to the shores of chaos. And I feel like this is the expectation I would have for Space Marine 2, is like these bigger fights, tons of bad guys. And by that I mean more bad guys on screen at a time. Like, when you're fighting the orcs, there's always a lot of them.
Ground forces, Ultramarines drop pod incoming. Squad regulars making planetfall.
But I like, based on the trailer, I expect like even more than what we're dealing with. Really emphasize the status of war. Like, if you look at the original Call of Duty, the original one, so long ago, one of the things that it was, what the taglines it had, was you're not fighting alone, you're fighting together. And that was like a direct criticism of a lot of your first-person shooters at the time, which had you slowly going down various corridors, or quickly, but you're always by yourself. Like your Dooms, your Quakes, your Duke Nukem's, even your Medal of Honors. Your original Medal of Honor games.
Your orders, Captain.
Destroy these Chaos forces. I must reach the orbital spire.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Let's hide for a second, get our shield back. And then Call of Duty comes and says, hey, you're fighting a war, you're fighting alongside people, but it still had a lot of levels where you were fighting by yourself. One of the more interesting things about the United Offensive expansion pack was that it focused a lot on bigger battles with lots of people, which kind of made the expansion pack feel closer to like the war it was trying to display in the original game. Are you one of them?
Captain Titus, Squad Solinus reporting in. Manufactorum Narses is secure.
Very good.
Your orders, Captain.
Contain the Chaos threat here.
Understood.
Oh, is that my ride? Does this mean I lose this gun once I get aboard this ship? That's probably what it means. I'm gonna lose this gun.
Thunderbolt ready for transport, Captain Titus.
I will need all your skill, pilot.
I will take you into the Eye of Terror if you ask it, Captain.
The orbital spire will do for today, brother.
That's some solid dialogue there. I will take you into the Eye of Terror. That's... But alas, my super gun that I just picked up is gone. Lost in the sands of time and loading and different zones. Much like my jetpacks of old. Oh, or am I climbing up above the destruction of the Chaos Gate? With the hammer this time, okay. It really changed my loadout. That's always interesting. Like, the only other game that I can think of that purposely changes your loadout much, much more frequently than this game does is Max Payne 3, where you'll have cutscenes that will just cause Max to drop his guns, to lose his guns, to stop using his two-handed weapon, and then suddenly you don't have your bigger rifle anymore. So the idea that, like, Warhammer would just decide, you know what, we're going to change your melee weapon, and in fact, we're going to change it to the most restrictive melee weapon that you have possible. Also makes me wonder whether this is more specific in regards to how it was designed for a fight against Lord Nemereth. Like, am I going to find... Oh wait, I have a jetpack. I almost wasn't even paying attention to that. Have a little bit of a hero moment before the finale. That's always nice to have in any sort of game. Oh, hello.
This madness will not stop me, and neither will you.
And then you guys. Did I hit either of you? No, I did not. Oh, hello. Yeah, you've got the best melee, you've got the best finishers. You can just... waltz in, hammers blazing. So, like, it's one of those things where you really have to decide whether the restriction of losing those bigger guns is worth it. Now, if this game gives me options to switch my melee weapon...
I've encountered unexpected results. The warp energy has affected different species in different ways. Essentially, I can tune this weapon to cause maximum damage to whatever enemy we face. If humans are caught in the blast wave, they will not be harmed. Good news, I suppose. I've not slept in 2 days. The more I use the warp device, the stronger the assault on my psychic shield. I need rest.
Oh, it's good news that it's not going to kill humans.
The dark gods are forsaken!
What were you saying?
The world grows dark!
Yeah, the jetpack definitely is a bit on the overpowered side. The ability to, like, any sort of like shooter, isn't entirely, I suppose, about mitigating damage, whether it's to yourself, to enemies. Everybody's trying to maximize damage to the enemies, mitigate damage to themselves. And the faster you can get away from bad guys, the easier it is to mitigate damage against yourself. Oh, hello.
The psychic attacks are increasing. I'm hearing things now. A name, a constant whisper in my mind. I must withstand it. Because something completely unexpected has happened. Orcs are invading this planet. The timing is perfect. The psychic scourge weapon is nearly ready, and millions of orcs will prove the ultimate test subjects. I will save this planet. History will remember this as the moment we turn the tide against the alien threat to our people.
How many stories are about scientists trying to do the right thing, create some sort of super weapon that ends up ruining everything? I feel like there are a lot of them. Yeah.
Feel the Emperor's wrath.
Kill the loyalist!
Your brothers thought the same. Traitor. Their corpses lie behind them.
Is there a way to convince... Oh, there we go. There goes our jetpack. Is there a way to convince the forces of chaos to help out the Imperium? Is there such a thing as peace in this universe? I mean, probably not. All right. I can swap the gun, the hammer for the axe. Do I? The hammer's pretty awesome, though. Then I also have other guns. I'm gonna try using the hammer. It will be my funeral when I regret it. Alright. Do I immediately regret it because I just fought a giant flying enemy? A little bit. Just a little bit. So it seems like it's an entire just coincidence that the orcs attacked. But then again, like, is the war front so large that it is inevitable that the orcs would have eventually attacked?
I possess this Inquisitor. I possess his secrets. The warp device is here. So close. But how can I get to?
Which is also, that also explains the Inquisitor's desperation to get a hold of the warp device. Like, you held onto it yourself for so long. Like, the Psychic Scourge would still have worked, but it was destroyed in order to make the Warp Gate for Chaos, for Lord Nemerith to get through. Hello. Ah. No, there's just one Ultramarine. There isn't more than one.
For the final glory of chaos!
Excuse me.
Kill them all!
Cleanse and purge.
I forgot about the fact that it slows down time when you go into aiming. That's fine. Let's wait for our shields to recharge for a second. Okay.
Hold the door! Kill the weak! Rise, scum!
Ah. There we go. Ah, nope. Did I get stuck on something? Yes, I did. Alright, let's back up a bit. Let's let this Chaos Demon chase us. Ah. I was really, really hoping to get some health from you. Alright.
Purge the enemy!
Ah, no. I got stuck on that box. That box was my enemy. Nope. There we go. That was close. But we survived. This looks like a... I was gonna say, this looks like a finale chamber, but there's an elevator. So this probably goes to a finale chamber. Way up top there? Thank you for not having me wait for the elevator to come up. Though I suppose at this point, like, there's not really much story to worry about.
There is much blood in my hands, Emperor. For all those you have killed. For Sidonus. And for the Emperor. I will finish this.
Ah, Sidonus, that was the name of Space Marine 2. I will surely forget it again.
Dread gods of chaos, I am Nemeroth, your herald.
No, and they so these demons serve Nemeroth, and then Nemeroth serves even greater foes.
You challenged me to recover this fragment of your power, and I have done so. The slaves of the false emperor, who dared claim it as their own, lie dead at my hand.
Hello, it's just me. How do you do?
Return your dark relic to me. I offer up this world and all those upon it.
Yeah, this world is mostly dead.
Ask for the reward.
It's mostly orcs. Like, I don't know how worthy this Forge world is.
I will send you to them.
Admitted, Titus. The power of chaos is within you, calling to this.
There has been nothing in this plot that has set that up, really.
Dominating this galaxy in glorious conquest, with you at their head.
Also, the cutscene has me with a chainsword.
Imagine the power.
Has it swapped my weapon on me?
As a slave to chaos, nothing you say could tempt me from the path of honor, or from avenging the deaths of my battle brothers.
You are no threat to me now, Ultramarine!
Okay. Poof.
Nothing can stop my ascension! Grant me your favor. corrupt my flesh. Make me demon kind. Show this fool the true nature of power.
Okay, who's shooting at me? Can I go back this way, or am I blocked? Okay. Let's get some shield back. Thank you. Okay, shield again. Ah. There we go. There we go. Probably will want to pick up some bullets from one of these boxes that is remaining.
Have you looked to the skies lately, Captain Titus?
No.
You opened a gateway to the Chaos Realm. Already, our legions are the slave of the false emperor is trying to save this planet from one. He ushered in
Okay, let's run this way a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot about that for a second. Can we get rid of you a little bit? Let us get a little bit closer so that I do not lose too much accuracy with bolt gun. And also, is there... Yeah, there is more ammo that I could pick up. Excellent.
your pathetic Imperial forces will be scoured clean from this world.
I mean, I don't know what's left
Soon,
of us
my
for us here.
entire invasion fleet will cross into this reality.
Ah, that's what I get for trying to reload. Let's wait for the shield to recharge. Okay. No. Thank you. Finally. It feels like I've had to really kind of mash the triggers. In order to actually get them to activate hero mode.
Prime targets!
Ah. I could not interrupt myself.
I have the will of the dark gods behind me, but you have no one, and you will die here, alone. Killing my servants matters little. I am unassailable. The gods of chaos.
I am inevitable.
With the very energies of creation.
You forget, Nemeroth. I am no stranger to the touch of the warp.
Do we not have a final battle against Nemeroth? Oh no. We have a little bit of a Dead Space section again. And our hammer has been, in fact, replaced with a chainsword.
Years, I will rise again and take my vengeance upon your flesh. Or will I find your arms open in welcome? A true son of chaos.
Never!
Is the boss fight actually going to be a quick time event? I would have been happier with the cutscene. That's okay. This was the style of the time. Oh, so I lived.
There, Ultramarine. You have saved this world.
Somehow.
I see the Ultramarines are human, after all.
More than you know, Lieutenant.
Ah, Space Marine 3. Sidonis was the name of Space Marine 2. I still remember that one.
Damned Inquisition is here.
Ah, but I destroyed the power source on my way down. They're hoping to get the power source.
His injuries appear chaos inflicted. You are certain of this charge?
Captain Titus has been corrupted by Chaos, Inquisitor Thrax.
Space Marine 3,
heretic.
you son of a...
Only an agent of Chaos could withstand such warp exposure.
I sent the demon to oblivion.
But did you have unholy assistance? We must know. You will submit to my authority, Captain, or the Inquisition must conclude that you have corrupted every Ultramarine under your command.
So that's Space Marines 3 and Sidonis. Oh, and Lieutenant Mira.
Ignore his threats. Come on.
The Inquisition will destroy you, Mira, and the Ultramarines will be forever dishonored. Leave my brothers and the Lieutenant alone. I will come with you. I do not know why I can resist the touch of chaos, but I swear I will discover the truth.
We will discover many truths, Space Marine.
Codex Astartes leaves no room for doubt.
Space Marine 3, shut up.
The warp and emerge
Nobody
unscathed.
wanted your opinion.
The Codex Astartes is a set of rules. They guide us, shape us as Ultramarines, teach us to hold duty and honor sacred above all. But how we live with those rules is the true test of a Space Marine.
Space Marine 3 never learned. Yeah. Also interesting that Captain Titus gets to keep his gun, but then that would require an animation where he hands his gun over. Planetary invasion contained. Strategic assets secured. Ongoing status quarantined by order of Inquisitor Thrax. Recommended course of action: investigate Ultramarines Captain Titus for evidence of heresy. So I suppose the end does not justify the means, after all. There are always consequences. Thought of the day. Success is measured in blood. Oof. So... So that was Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. And it was alright. I feel like that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting this game to be particularly great. I wasn't expecting this game to be particularly bad. I've played part of it before, not up to the point where you got the warp. I had only gotten maybe like, let's say, I guess I had only played like a third of the way through. And it's fine. Narratively, it reminds me a lot of Gears of War 1, where you don't really delve that deep into the lore of the world. You're just kind of like plopped into a mission. You fight a bad guy. Like, the bad guy defeats one of your allies, but you go on to defeat the central bad guy of the game while the war is going on, still beyond the shores of whatever your fight is doing. The game is fine. It has an interesting idea in regards to combining the shooting and melee sections with that emphasis on stunning enemies in order to finish them off in order to get health back. That way, in theory, you're always on the offensive. At the same time, though, you have your recharging shield, which when my health was lower, I found myself more on the defensive because the amount of bullets a shield is going to take wasn't going to be that much. So I found myself more defensive when encountering groups. Like, start taking them down one at a time, hide behind cover, wait for that shield to come back before whittling that group down to a smaller amount of numbers that I feel like I can safely go in and recharge my health. I wonder if maybe it would have been better to have, like, a larger health bar, or at the very least, a larger defense against enemy attacks. To the point in which you didn't necessarily die so quickly, but it would still encourage you to go in and get your melee kills in order to get your health back. Maybe the entire idea of stunning and finishing, like that creates a situation where you're always kind of leading towards that kind of attack. Like, consider, for example, Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, you still have a health potion, but the idea is that if you want health potions to spawn in the middle of battle, you have to go into the battle and fight. There's plenty of games in which you have finishing moves in order to heal yourself that encourage you to go to maintain your offensive. Bloodborne, for example. Bloodborne has you attacking in order to recover your lost health, for example. There's no benefit to hiding behind cover in Bloodborne. And I wonder if like a similar idea could have been present here, where you're always on the offensive. Whereas your limited health, your limited shields, create situations where I feel like it's easier, or at the very least, that always on the offensive mentality doesn't necessarily stay true throughout. Maybe 2/3 offensive, 1/3 defensive. Otherwise, it was alright. I would have liked the boss fights to be a little bit more interesting, or maybe even not there. Like, the fight against the war boss, I feel like the game was expecting you to have a different loadout. I brought the hammer there, and I don't think the game was expecting you to have said hammer, and your health was extremely low against the war boss's attacks, to the point that it was very easy to just get killed in like 1 or 2 charges by him. Whereas the fight against the Lord Nemerith, again, was the style of the time. You look at games on the 360 and the PS3, and they had plenty of final bosses that were defeated in QuickTime events. With any luck, Space Marine 2 manages to escalate the conflict, escalate the production, and also make the boss fights more interesting. For now, though, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night. Leandros, that was Space Marine 3.